The grand chandelier sparkled above the elegantly decorated hall, throwing prisms of light across the polished marble floors. Guests whispered in clusters, cameras clicked, and the air buzzed with excitement. After all, it wasn't every day that the union of Alexander Gray and Emily Dawson was celebrated. But not all eyes were friendly. As Emily stepped into the hall, her heart pounding, a tight knot formed in her stomach. She had dreamed of this day since childhood, walking down the aisle in a dress she had painstakingly chosen, surrounded by love and laughter. But as soon as she appeared, she felt it, the sharp, cold stares of Alexander's family. "Oh, look at her dress. Did she borrow that from a costume shop?" whispered one of Alexander's aunts, loud enough for the nearby bridesmaids to hear. "She looks ordinary. I thought he would at least pick someone with style," sneered his cousin, smirking. Emily's cheeks flushed crimson, but she forced herself to smile. She had prepared for this, she told herself, though deep down, the humiliation stung more than she expected. Her mother's comforting squeeze on her shoulder was the only reassurance she had before walking down the aisle. Alexander, oblivious to his family's ridicule, met her gaze with unwavering love. "You look perfect," he whispered, taking her hand in his. His warmth was a shield against the icy words that tried to pierce her confidence. The ceremony proceeded. Vows were exchanged, rings slid onto trembling fingers, and the crowd applauded. But as soon as the reception began, the whispers escalated. The family's mocking comments grew louder, and Emily could feel herself shrinking in their presence. "You know," said one of Alexander's uncles, leaning toward another guest, "I don't see what he sees in her. She's average, probably has nothing behind that smile." Emily froze. The words stung, but she refused to crumble. She had worked too hard to let the scorn of strangers, family, no less, define her. Little did they know, the life Emily had lived before meeting Alexander was a story none of them could have imagined. A few minutes later, as the family continued their snide remarks, Alexander's father, Mr. Gray, approached Emily with a polite smile that failed to hide his curiosity. "So, Emily," he began, his tone measured, "what do you do?" Emily took a deep breath. This was the moment she had been waiting for, the moment to reveal the truth. "I'm the founder of Nova Tech Innovations," she said calmly. The room fell into a stunned silence. "We're a tech company specializing in AI and clean energy solutions. Last year, our latest project was acquired for $950 million. For a moment, no one moved. The air seemed to freeze as the enormity of her words sank in. Alexander's family, who had spent the entire evening mocking her, could not believe what they were hearing. $950 million. Alexander's uncle stammered, his face turning pale. You're saying she owns a company worth nearly $1 billion. Emily nodded, her calmness only emphasizing the shock in the room. "Yes, and I am proud of the work my team and I have accomplished. I've never flaunted it, because success isn't about showing off, it's about creating impact. But I also won't let anyone belittle me for something as trivial as appearances." The whispers that once carried scorn now carried awe. Guests leaned forward, some with admiration, others with disbelief. Alexander squeezed Emily's hand, pride radiating from his eyes. His mother, Mrs. Gray, struggled to form words. I had no idea," she murmured. Tears welled up in her eyes, not just from surprise, but from the realization that she had misjudged the woman her son loved. Emily smiled gently, her composure unwavering. "I understand why. People make assumptions," she said softly. "But success, love, and character aren't always visible on the surface. They reveal themselves in time, through actions, not appearances." By the end of the evening, the energy in the hall had shifted completely. Alexander's family, humbled and awed, approached Emily with heartfelt apologies. The same relatives who mocked her hours ago were now eager to learn from her, to hear her story, to celebrate her achievements. The rest of the night was filled with laughter, dancing, and genuine connection. Guests who had doubted Emily's worth now found themselves inspired by her courage, intelligence, and grace. Alexander, proud and thankful, whispered to her as they watched the final fireworks light up the night sky, "You've shown them all what true strength looks like." Emily leaned into him, feeling the weight of the day lift from her shoulders. She realized that the real victory wasn't the revelation of her financial success, it was the lesson in dignity, resilience, and self-belief. She had faced ridicule, walked through it with grace, and emerged not only triumphant but inspiring. And as the last spark faded into the night, it became clear, Success isn't just measured by wealth, it's measured by the courage to remain true to oneself, even when the world doubts you.